What the British people are owed is an explanation. Because a failure on this scale isn't just bad luck, it isn't a global trend or taking your eye off the ball. No, this is a different order of failure. This happened by design, not accident. Policies were reformed deliberately to liberalise immigration. Brexit was used for that purpose, to turn Britain into a one-nation experiment in open borders. Global Britain. Remember that slogan? That is what they meant. A policy with no support, and which they then pretended wasn't happening.
So that is Keir Starmer responding to the absolutely atrocious immigration data released last week. What was it? It was that 906,000 people had legally migrated to the UK in 2023. And that was upwardly revised from 700,000. Now, that's shocking enough. Firstly, that number is ridiculous beyond belief. Remember, it's a net number, so the reality is 2 million came in, 1 million left, and so you're left with 910,000, basically a million. Now, what I'm going to tell you now is even more shocking. And that's the way it's presented to you. It's the way it's rigged, the way they lie to you slowly. And I'll never forget what happened. So let's go back to where this whole policy started. This massive immigration started with Boris Johnson. Tory voted in to implement Brexit, which was really meant to stop immigration. That's basically why Brexit passed the line. Now, Boris couldn't do that because if you stop immigration, GDP falls down in the UK. Total. Not because they provide anything good. Don't think immigrants actually help the economy. It's just when you're looking at that one statistic, it does help having more people in. I'm not going to explain why, but you just think with your brains, it helps GDP in total. It does not help GDP per capita per person. So I hope you understand that. I'm not going to waste your time. Anyway, Boris Johnson, 2019, decides to completely rip up legal migration. What happens? 2022, then we had Corona, then we had 2 years of Corona. So 2022 is a full non-Corona year. 2022, the statistic comes in, whoa, 500,000 net migrants, which was massive. The record at the time was 200,000, 250,000 under Blair. So it was double. I remember Farage going on. I remember seeing that number and I fell off my chair. 500,000 in 1 year? Yeah, that's what happened. Comes next year, June 2023, when the new results are going to be released for 2023. What did they do? They said, well, we can't release these numbers because it's even worse. I know. We're going to revise up 2022 to 760,000, which is what they did. So it's no longer 500. It's 760,000. That's 50% more than the original estimate. I mean, how you can be up 5%, but 50% is absolutely insane. But anyway, they revised it up to 750,000. And then what did they say the 2023 number was? 680,000. It came down. Immigration is coming down. You see, it was 750. It is now 680. And now, with last week's data, what did we find out? What did we find out, guys? And we know why Sunak did an early election, because with these numbers, it would have been even worse. Anyway, what happened? Comes 2024, and you've got to release the 2024 numbers. So what do? They're like, ooh, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to jack up the 2023 numbers we said was 680,000, and it is now 906,000. And then then they released 2024, and they said it's 750,000. So it's gone down 20%. By the way, they also jacked up 2022 again, and it's now at 820,000. So again, just to put it in perspective for you, original data, 2022 is 500. 2023 is 680, 2024 is 750. Current numbers, I mean, again, it's going to get revised up again. Current numbers, 820,000, again 500, 820,000, that is a 60 to 70% difference, right? 820,000 in 2022, 906,000, 1 million people basically 2023. And at the moment it's 750, but you know damn well 2025 comes around, that's going to be jacked up. Obviously won't hit 1 million because that would be shocking. They'll probably do 800, 980 or something. Again, all lies, all lies. These statistics are just pure lies. They're just lying to your face. How are we trusting 3 years in a row they've got it wrong by 60 to 70%? If anyone did a job like that, they'd be fired. If anyone on any budget did something like that, they would be fired. If anyone did any statistic, they would be fired. But yet these liars are paid to give out inflation data, 2%. Yeah, right. That's also a lie. And the population data is a lie. We know from the supermarkets, Sainsbury's and Tesco have said very clearly the amount of food they provide is for a population between 75 and 80 million people. That's really how much people are in the UK. ONS, 67 million people. It's just an outright lie. There's 80 million people in Britain. Get over it. But they can't tell you that. They can't tell you any of this. It's all, and then they laugh at Russia and China. It is all lies. Their statistics are more fraudulent and more fake and more lying than China and Russia's. Pure lies. The amount of the immigration to the UK has been rampant. And as Starmer said, it's a policy by design. They did it on purpose. Boris did it on purpose. And again, all of them could have changed. Theresa, what's her name? Liz Truss kept on. Sunak came on. Robert Jenrick, he just appointed him as the immigration minister. He tried to book a meeting with him multiple times. Sunak fobbed him off, refused. He finally had the meeting. And Jenrick said, I've got a plan to cut the migration numbers. Sunak said, no, you're not going to do that. Bye. And Jenrick had to resign. It's a policy by design, guys. The Uni Party, it's by design. Let me explain to you how easy it is to change it. In 1 minute, Starmer could do it today. All it is increasing the threshold for legal migration, which was £20,000. You needed a job for £20,000, which is ridiculously low. That's like $28,000. You needed £20,000 to get a job in the UK. Then you can bring in your entire family as well, dependents. You can bring in whoever you wanted. They didn't need a job, but you can bring them in. Students as well, they don't even need a job. Apply for a student course, pay £2,000, and then you can bring all your dependents. This is how open border the UK is. There's no ID cards in the UK. You can literally disappear. There is nothing in the UK. The police stop you. You do not have to have any ID on you because there is no ID in the UK. So it is wide open borders is the UK. Right? And this is by design, £20,000. You would just up that to £200,000 today. Starmer could do it in a click. Sweden did it. Sweden just did it. Sweden upped the amount that you needed to make immigration to some high number. That's it. Immigration stopped. The UK could do the same, but they don't want to. None of them. So Starmer blames Sunak, who then blames Boris, and they're all in it together. They're all eating dinner together. They're all smoking cigars together. They're all having whiskies together. It's all the same. And there's no one there to stop it. Just need to do it in 1 second. Just up that threshold. But they won't do it. Doesn't need a change in law. Doesn't need a change in anything. Just needs them to say, instead of 20,000, we'll go for 200,000. That's it. They will never do it. And that's because they want the entire UK to be destroyed. That is their goal. It's the Uni Party goal, it's the WEF goal, the globalist goal, through net zero bankruptcy and through mass uncontrolled immigration. And no one is rebelling. And instead, every week, we have pro-Pally rallies in London for 16 months every week. Yet not one rally to stop this mass uncontrolled immigration. What a disgrace.